Compass FM and one of the wonderful voices of North Canterbury popping on as she does every Wednesday morning. Mayor of the Hurunui, kia ora, good morning, Mari Black, how are you?
Oh, look, I'm very well, thank you, Kerry. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I've actually had a wee bit of a look at I've been stalking you on Facebook, Mari, and I noticed that you spent a wee bit of time with Mark Ingalls, travelling through the St. James up to the Mellings Pass. Tell us a wee bit about this, and Mark Ingalls in particular. What a legend for North Canterbury.
Oh, Mark is such an encyclopedia around the knowledge that he has of that area, and actually what he's doing to form and maintain those tracks for the walking/cycling fraternity is phenomenal. The day was just amazing. It was just clear blue sky, and as far as the eye could see, it was the wonder of our natural environment, really, So it was a very special day that Dave and I had with Mark, just listening and asking so many questions of him, and he just had it all at his fingertips.
Isn't it?
It was a real treat, actually. Yeah. So
we've had Mark in here at the studio a couple of times, and he's just an absolute lovely guy. I remember asking him one question, and the question I asked him was, how much area is there on top of Mount Everest? Because he's obviously been on top of Mount Everest. And it was only about 2 square metres. Only about 2 square metres on top of Mount Everest. Good grief. But he stood there, and well done to Mark. Yeah. Let's move on to a couple of things. The Hanmer Springs voluntary evacuation exercise. It's coming up on April the 6th. Let's have a bit of a chat about this. What is this all about?
Yes, this is something that Hanmer Springs community has been seeking for a long time, given the extreme weather conditions and the potential for wildfire, particularly in a village like Hanmer Springs that's at the end of the line. And so this is a multi-agency sort of civil defence field exercise. It is not real. It is primarily to get people thinking and acting in a manner that they would demonstrate under emergency situations. Alan Grigg is our civil defence guru within our council, and he is supporting the community. It's not mandatory that people participate, but if people choose not to participate, it would be good for them to be thinking about, from an exercise in their own minds and for their own families, what would they do? How would they manage? How quickly can they exit the village of Hanmer Springs to the evacuation point down by the Hanmer Springs River? So that's what's happening on the 6th of April between 2 and 5 p.m. And I think it's really proactive of the community to be involved and understand the impact. And Alan's giving me a briefing either today or tomorrow, I think it might be, on that exercise.
Better to be prepared, absolutely better to, and that's the message from Civil Defence all over the place. And let's not forget that the hills around Hanmer Springs, Wallace Peak, part of that was on fire there not so long ago. So this is a very real situation that can happen in the Amiri Basin or the Hanmer Basin. The evacuation point is at Amiri, south of Amiri Helicopters is a paddock there. And if you can, please do. Compass FM, we will be taking part in that exercise as well. So, we'll just keep it right here. Now, the local government New Zealand, some of the councils, I asked this of Dan Gordon yesterday, Mayor of the Waimak, some councils are leaving. What is the feeling around local government New Zealand as far as the Hurunui District Council is concerned?
Yeah, look, we've had these conversations probably a couple of times over the last 12-month period when, councils are making a choice to exit their sector body. In fact, we had a conversation about that yesterday as well, as we received a quarterly report from LGNZ. I think they are our sector body. It's a subscription, method of being involved. Some larger councils have certainly made that exit. But I guess if I looked at the larger councils by comparison to the Hurunui, often LGNZ will act as an advisory, in an advisory capacity. It will, draft submissions from a sector perspective, and that supports a council like ours that doesn't have, hundreds of staff members sitting in offices ready to draft submissions for all sorts of manner of things that are important to our community. So, there is some wisdom, in my opinion, to continue to be involved with the sector. As LGNZ, as I said, we had this conversation yesterday, and councillors rightly questioned, but at this point we have no plans to exit that sector body, and it's my personal opinion that we are much stronger together as a sector group. Of course, like everything, Kerry, you don't always agree with everybody all of the time.
Yep.
But if we can have the wisdom to perhaps lift our helicopter a little bit higher and think about the general overall goodness that comes from being attached to a wider body of skill base, it probably the benefits outweigh the weaknesses.
Compromise and cooperation, that seems to work for a lot. In fact, I've been telling that to my kids for, the last 38 years or so. Sometimes it seems to work. Shane Jones is in the region. We're going to have a chat to him about the Hurunui State Highway 1 bridge.
Yes, so that's on Friday, but unfortunately I'm not able to make that meeting with Shane Jones. I'd previously been invited to the Federated Farmers Hill and High Country Field Day and promised to attend that to represent our district. So Hamish, our CE, will attend that meeting and speak on the behalf of our district, or input into, or gather feedback on the messaging that Shane Jones will have on that day, no doubt. So we'll still have representation there.
Yep, go get him, Hamish. Go get him. That's it. And if you need some backup, just take Dave, the consort. He'll back you up on that one there. That bridge is, it's an eyesore, and it's just annoying for me, and that's why I keep talking about it. That's why I keep talking about it, Murray. I imagine that's why you keep thinking about it as well. Murray Black, Mayor of the Hurunui. We'll chat to you again next Wednesday. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful. Have a great week, won't you, Kerry?